Let's give it a quick second here.
Been a crazy day, everybody. Welcome on in.
Been a freaking insane day. Some news we never thought we would hear. All right, are we on here? We're indeed on here. Let's get rolling, folks. It's the notification heard around the football world. I'm Dom. That's Gons. You don't see us on Tuesday nights. This Tuesday night is a special occasion. John Harbaugh, the Ravens' longest tenured head coach in its franchise history, is no longer the Ravens' head coach. It was announced today around 5 o'clock this evening that John Harbaugh is out as the Baltimore Ravens' head coach. There was a lot of speculation saying that he was going to stay. He was going to be here. They were going to run it back another year. But Shadi said dead that, and Harbaugh is no longer the head coach. We're going to give you our initial reactions. This is no longer breaking news. Obviously, it's like 5 hours old, but dang it, we're here now, so we're going to give you our initial thoughts. Gons, how you doing? It's Tuesday night. We're getting hit with some cheese. Our season just ended 2 nights ago, and we're hearing this.
Did you say getting hit with some cheese?
We're getting hit with some cheese, man. This is a weird cheese on Tuesday evening. It was 5 o'clock, and we got the news. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, honestly. This is shocking because everybody wanted this to happen, but nobody really thought it was really going to happen, even though we thought we knew we wanted it to. So I guess that's just what makes it so surreal, honestly, now that it actually happened and we got the notification. I was shocked. I don't know if you guys saw my instant reaction video that I posted on Instagram. That was just minutes after I found out, after I saw the ESPN notification for the actual firing. So it was like, now I've had a minute to digest it. It's been a few hours. And let's instant reactions. I mean, let's talk about it. This is actually crazy, and I can't believe it's happening.
Yeah, it's insane to really think, because like you said, there were reports going around that Harbaugh was going to stay. You know what I mean? That he was safe, his job was safe, and everything was just fine and dandy in Baltimore. But according to Bisciotti, who released a statement today, it was pretty clear that he made the decision. And this was not a mutual parting of ways. Bisciotti made the decision to part ways with John Harbaugh, and Harbaugh did not see this coming at all. Like, he thought that he was safe. I couldn't believe it. Like, I did not think it was going to happen. We got the notification. I had my Shefty notifications on Twitter, and I saw that come across my phone. I'm at work. I can't believe it. I literally got up out of my chair and I said, guys, Harbaugh is out as the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens after 18 long years. It's insane. I don't know how to feel about it. I quite literally, I'm still in shock, like you. Like, I don't know how to feel.
Well, it was what they needed to do. It just was not progressing any further. The playoff woes, the constant letdowns and big moments. I mean, something had to give here. And I understand you can't just blame the coaches for some of these errors. I mean, players are also, should take account of this too. But if you're doing the same sort of stuff year in, year out, same type of moments, just falling flat on your face, I mean, it's got to go to the head coach for the responsibility. So it had to be done. But now that it's done, though, I just do want to I got to give a shout out to John Harbaugh for everything he's done for Baltimore, for this Ravens team and for the community, and just bringing us a championship and making us a relevant and competitive team. I mean, his final record as a Raven was 180 and 113. Very good record. That's like over 60 games above average, always giving us a chance to do it. It's something that just had to go. That's all. But we really appreciate everything that he's done and what he's did for this team. And it will be a little bit weird without him, because we were young when he was hired. It was 2008 when he first got here and got Joe Flacco and all those boys. So it is going to be a little bit weird next year without Harbaugh on the sidelines, hearing Harbaugh's press conferences and all that. So I do. It's a little bit bittersweet for me. I didn't think I'd feel this way, but I do really respect John Harbaugh. He's a great coach. It just, it was time. It was time. Everyone has that moment. Andy Reid had that moment with the Eagles. And, look where he went. Harbaugh's going to get scooped up immediately. There's so many teams looking for a head coaching position, and I bet this throws a wrench in a lot of their plans in a good way. So I expect Harbaugh to get scooped up within the next week. Raiders, Giants, hopefully not Cleveland Browns. Any of these guys, he'll find a job and he's going to do good. He's going to do very good, do very well, and do lots of good things for these teams. So we'll see what happens. But thanks again, John. We do love you. It's time. It's just time. Y'all know what I mean. Y'all felt the same way.
Yeah, it was time. I think, and we can acknowledge that while also saying we are grateful for what Harbaugh has done for us in his tenure as the Baltimore Ravens head coach. He's given stability. He brought a championship to the city after Billick's in 2000. He's started a culture here that was just built on, being a player's kind of guy, and it just seemed as though that whenever things were down, he was just going to be around to lift everyone up. And you got to give credit to where credit is due. He established a winning culture here. There were downs, of course. There were years where we didn't make the playoffs, and there were downs, but then came Lamar, and then everything changed, and we got back to winning. So you just thank Harbaugh for everything he's done, for the things he's done in the community in Baltimore, what he's done with flag football for young girls out here who want to chase that. I think it's been pretty dope what he's done in the city. But I think, like you said, it was time. It was time to move on. It was time to establish a new culture. And it just seems as though that, and it wasn't even just me saying this, folks. According to Ian Rappaport, the players were just no longer bought in. According to Rappaport, he lost the locker room. He was like, his authority was being challenged by players and even other coaches in the building.
That was clear. I mean, the 1-5 start was abysmal. I have never seen people come out and just play as bad as the Ravens did in some of these games. Like, oh my, we've got blown out by like the Chiefs and what was the other one? Houston, in our own stadium.
That was rock bottom. We didn't get blown out, but we just got our tails whooped.
I had never seen a Ravens team under John Harbaugh play as poorly as I did in those Chiefs and Texans matchups this year. I really am. I'm genuinely saying that. I don't think I've ever seen this Ravens team get Goomba stomped like that.
Yeah, it was bad. Like,
especially
against
at home.
Teams, yeah, against good teams, we usually play our best against. And now, obviously, there were injuries, so we have to factor those things into account. Mm-hmm. But even then, it was just zero effort out there on that field, even for the guys who were stepping up in those roles. It just wasn't. Nothing worked. Nothing worked, and they were never able to bounce. They were never really able to truly bounce back this season, and you could just tell the way those guys are playing out there on the field.
You were saying the report they lost the locker room being challenged. What about that other report? Can you provide some validity on the Todd Monken situation? Was it where he was defending Todd Monken? Yeah, what was going on with that?
Yeah, so according to Diana Rusi, and I hope I'm pronouncing her last name correctly,
I think.
Yeah. She was saying that sorry, Diana, I don't mean to disrespect. But she was saying that Harbaugh basically wanted to run it back with the same guys. So we were
same coaching staff?
Yes. So if Harbaugh would have been back again this year, we would have seen another year of Todd Monken and another year of Zach Orr.
That's clear.
That's
confirmed.
Yes, that according to the reports, yes. He was going to run it back.
I was under the impression that the players wanted only Todd Monken out, and Harbaugh wasn't cool with that. But if you're saying it's both, that's huge.
It's basically Bisciotti not being cool with that.
And no. I hear what you're saying, but
it was basically he wanted to run it back with the same guys, even with the lack of success that we had last year. And Bisciotti didn't want to hear any of that. Now, if Monken was a big part of that, which I'm so utterly shocked that it's Monken that had to be defended, because I feel as though if anybody of the coordinator position for the Baltimore Ravens should be the safe guy, it would be Monken, right? Like, and I'm not saying that Monken has made every right decision since he's been with the Baltimore Ravens. Obviously, there's some offensive play calls that are very, very questionable. But if there's anybody who I thought was safe, I thought it was him. Like, I thought if anybody was had their job secured, it was Todd Monken. I mean, he just signed an extension not too long ago. So I thought, but Harbaugh wanted to run it back, at least according to reports, he wanted to run it back with the same guys, same staff, and try to get some success in this year. But Shotty didn't want to hear all that. I think he wanted to run it with different guys, and Harbaugh didn't want to have that. So Bashotti just said, "Hey, all right, see ya," and parted ways with him.
Right decision.
Yeah, and
I think that speaks volumes about what Steve Bishotti's intentions, because we were talking about this and asking this question all season. Do the Ravens really want to be a contender? Do they really want to try to win a Super Bowl, or are they content with just being decent in regular season? And if they go far in the playoffs, cool, but if they lose, who cares? And I really think that it was before the first game of the season when John Harbaugh was interviewing, I believe it was on the lounge, and he sort of waved off anyone that was trying to claim this season as a Super Bowl or bust, and he called that baloney or phooey or whatever you want to call it. That spoke volumes, at least to me, and I'm sure it spoke many volumes around the other fans of Baltimore and possibly the owner, because that just showed, I don't know if Harbaugh was 100% behind going all out for a Super Bowl. And by making comments like that, it kind of sets yourself up for failure if you don't get to that goal that your owner may have. And it looks like Steve Bisciotti has that goal in mind. He wants to win now. He wants championships in Baltimore, and we need a guy that feels the same way. So I think this was the right decision. It's just like I said, it's bittersweet for me. I'm really excited that the Ravens are going outside their comfort zone, stepping away from that loyalty sort of situation that they have with DeCosta and Harbaugh, who's still going to be here, by the way. So far, at least we haven't heard anything on DeCosta, but this little loyalty thing they got with John Harbaugh, they've stepped out of their boundary and their comfort zone, and they let him go. And now they're trying to start a new era and see if they can get over that hump. So I'm really happy with Bisciotti and the decision that was made today. I really am.
Yeah, and to go back to the DeCosta point, I mean, it seems like he is here to stay, because if he was gone, I think Bisciotti would have made the announcement to cut DeCosta pretty much the same moment
at the same time
that Harbaugh was gone. So I think DeCosta is most likely here to stay. I think DeCosta is going to get an opportunity to build a team with a new head coach. So I think that's why he's going to be on here. There has been no word yet on when there will be an end of season presser. We have not heard it yet, when that decision will be made, but I would not be shocked at all if Bisciotti is the one sitting next to DeCosta to explain this decision, because he released a statement, but obviously there's going to be more questions as to what ultimately led to this decision to let Harbaugh go after all these years. I mean, he was the second longest tenured head coach in the NFL behind Tomlin, who people were questioning his job, especially the way things were going this year for them. So we'll see how far that goes. But, it's just crazy to me. I was very, very, very interested when I saw the reports from Ian Rappaport that Harbaugh had lost the locker room. I think that's what really got to me here, to see that guys just were no longer bought in. I mean, obviously there was rumors of that being the case, that guys just weren't bought in with Harbaugh anymore. But to actually hear that, and that to actually lead to his firing, was very, very eye-opening for me.
When did those come out, those reports? Like a couple hours after the Harbaugh firing?
A couple hours after, yeah.
Right,
they went live. They went live on breaking news. Well,
this is why we appreciate the news anchor we got on the other side of your screen there, ladies and gentlemen. So he helps me out with all this stuff. That's why I asked the validity questions with Mr. News Anchor Dom. So we appreciate him for that.
Yeah,
so I need to read that and shore up my knowledge on that as well, because I didn't know that it was written in writing in a Rappaport report that
Yeah,
Oh boy, I
it's
lost
actually
my.
in a video. It's in a video. They posted a video on Twitter
Oh my gosh! See,
from a
this is
news
why we have
from a
him here.
segment.
I need to go
Yeah,
learn.
yeah, from a segment. Ian Rappaport was saying that
Mm.
Harbaugh lost the locker room. I mean, the guys were no
Makes
longer
sense.
bought in,
From what we
and
saw on the field.
he said, now he did not confirm this, but those guys who were not bought in may or may not include Lamar Jackson. He may not have longer been bought into this Harbaugh system. And I don't know. Did Bisciotti go to Harbaugh? Harbaugh. Did Bisciotti go to Lamar and talk to him? Like, what did Lamar say? If that's the case, I mean, it's been 2 days removed from the season finale loss. Could they have talked after that, yesterday, earlier today? Like, I don't know, but it's very eye-opening to
It's
me
very
that,
possible. I mean,
yeah,
Lamar is
I mean, we don't
visibly
know.
frustrated
Maybe we will
with his
never know.
losses. I
We
mean,
may
when you
never
come
know.
out and you do what he's done in these past couple of games, like going down the field last year against the Bills, after Mark Andrews turned the ball over to set the Bills up for a field goal, he gets the ball back down 8, takes us all the way down, scores to Likely, Mr. Clutch, Isaiah Likely, goes for 2, wide open drop. I mean, you can't blame the quarterback. And then this year, you get a touchdown to Zay Flowers, go up 17-13. All right, defense, get a stop. No, they fall in the face. Lamar scores again. All right, defense, 2-minute warning, no timeouts. Get a freaking stop. Get marched on and dog walked for the 14 millionth time. Lamar save us again. He does. Puts him in field goal range. Missed field goal. I mean, enough might be enough. And maybe he
And
had
I
it.
mean, would
And
I
it
be
looks
upset?
like if that
Yes.
is any ounce of truth to that, it looks like that the Ravens chose Lamar over Harbaugh, which is
Harbaugh,
the
yeah.
obvious decision to make. And I'm so glad that Bisciotti did, because it was a little bit worrying at time that the Ravens might potentially, on the off chance, go with John Harbaugh over Lamar. But thankfully, we don't have to have that conversation. Looks like Lamar is going to be here without John and run it back with a new staff, which would be great, which is going to be great. So now get your extension done.
Yeah, I think it's going to be nice for Lamar to get a clean slate. It's going to be nice for a lot of these players to get a clean slate under a new coaching staff. To just try to bring some revitalization to the Baltimore Ravens. We haven't felt. I mean, it's been a rough 2 past years, I believe. I mean, 2 heartbreaking ends to the season. Well, not even just 2 years. It's been a heartbreaking past couple of years. Rough ends to the
Yeah,
season.
to every
And,
season.
and let's be real, folks. I mean, according to Adam Schefter, Harbaugh got head coaching calls 45 minutes after it was announced that he was fired. So he will have, let's be very, very clear, he will be coaching an NFL team going into next season.
Unless
I
he
have no
chooses to
doubt in
retire.
my mind about that. I don't think he retires. I think he's
You don't think he will?
yeah, I think he's set to coach next season. Who that will be with, I do not know. But as far as the Baltimore Ravens are concerned, now the search begins. The Ravens have had 3 head coaches in their franchise history, 3, with Harbaugh being the longest tenured at 18 seasons. Now, the Ravens will be looking for their 4th ever head coach in franchise history. I'm not going to lie. I've seen the names that are being thrown out there. Gons, I want to hear your thoughts on some of those names. And who do you feel like would be a good candidate for this head coaching job? Because I'm not going to lie, this is probably now the most attractive open head coaching position in the NFL, period.
Well, listen, I think we should I think we'll sit down and do a big, longer video / live stream of potential
Just a
candidates.
quick thought. Your quick thought. Quick thought. Throw out a quick name.
I was gonna say that, but yeah. Just briefly, I think we need a younger guy. We need a defensive mindset. Somebody maybe like Brian Flores or somebody like Robert Saleh with that track record, or doesn't have to be either one of them. But I think it really needs to be a young defensive mind, a Mike McDonald like figure. Young defensive mind. I think that has to be the key characteristics of this next head coach for the Ravens, because that just seems to be the wave right now. I mean, look at the Jacksonville Jaguars coach too. He doesn't seem too old either, and he's a defensive mind. Yeah. I mean, there's just a lot of Ben Johnson, another young guy. I know he's offense, but you all know what I mean. Like, we need to go young. We need to get somebody who's a defensive mindset, because in my opinion, as much improvement as we need on offense offensive line, making sure our superstar quarterback is upright. We've got to get this defense shored up, because then you don't have to have a 10 out of 10 offense. You could have a 9.5 out of 10 if you could rely on a defense to make late game stops. You don't have to, if you could complement each other, you don't have to be picture perfect offensively. Okay, so let's get this defense shored up and bring defense back to Baltimore, in my opinion. But that's just my thoughts. I'll ask you in a second, but I just want to make my closing thoughts, because I don't really think there's anything else I really need to say. This is a necessary move for the Baltimore Ravens. Even though you have a risk here, you're taking a giant risk. It's not just going to be automatic Super Bowl after firing John Harbaugh and hiring somebody else. So let's get that straight. There's a shot we could regress. There's a shot. So you have to make sure you take this process seriously. You hire the right guy. You don't just go out and grab somebody. Do a thorough interview process. Make sure that they are the real candidate that you want to take over this team. And let's not get caught up in hiring the wrong guy and having to make changes in like a year or two. So you've got to make sure this is done correctly. You can't just hurry up and do it and say, all right, Harbaugh's out of here, we got somebody. You got to be thorough with what you do. Okay, there's a shot we could regress. So you need to take this seriously, do it right, and this could pay off. This move is a gamble, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just necessarily going to be sunshine and rainbows automatically. We got to earn our way to get there. You have to make sure you do it right and, capitalize on this opportunity to really see if you can take that next step. And I appreciate that for the Ravens, getting out of their comfort zone and doing that. As opposed to just taking the back seat and saying, all right, Harbaugh, we got the regular season success. I'm willing to risk all that to potentially get to that Super Bowl. So shout out to the Bishotti and the Baltimore Ravens. I know I kind of just said a lot there, but how do you want to you want to top that off? No, I'm joking.
What were we going to say? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, what were you thinking candidate-wise, and any final thoughts you want to make?
Yeah, so for me, I just think I'm still such a shock. I know there's a lot of names out there. I'm still kind of mulling my head about the fact that he literally is no longer our head coach. Because I'm the same guy who sat in this chair and said, yeah, Harbaugh will be back next year, and he'll probably want to run it back, maybe with different coordinators, but yeah. But I think, if the coordinators are out and you're bringing in a new staff, I wouldn't mind. An offensive-minded coach coming in and, helping Lamar evolve his game even more.
Yeah, that'd be fine too, but it needs to be young.
Have like a defensive and have that coach bring in a great defensive mind to run this defense. We've seen that formula work a couple of times. We've seen it in the Shanahan's teams. We've seen it on these Eagles teams. We've seen it in these Minnesota teams, right? With Kevin O'Connell. Just like these offensive-minded coaches bringing in great defensive coaches to kind of just coincide with each other. So I wouldn't mind an young offensive-minded coach to kind of coach up Lamar, coach up Derrick Henry, to coach up Zay, Bate, or whoever we have next year. I wouldn't mind any of that. I just think that whoever comes in needs to be a leader of men, needs to establish a new culture, a winning culture. Obviously, it could be ugly. Who knows? Whoever we bring in, it might be a rough first year. We don't know that. It could be a successful year, right? Like, we don't know that either. Like you said, there is a chance to regress from where we have been. Actually, it's kind of hard to get. Well, it's easy to get worse than where we were this past year. But yeah, we don't know what can happen. But I do not mind a young offensive-minded coach to bring in a great defensive mind to help bring the fear of defense back to Baltimore. And that's what we need. We need defense. The defense needs to be feared again. It hasn't been feared in some time now. And we need that back. We need that back in the worst way, because teams are not afraid of us right now at all. So,
if you look at the best teams in the league right now, Seattle, Denver, those are the top defenses in the NFL, and they're the ones in the conference. So you say offensive-minded young head coach. Would you be opposed to a defensive-minded young head coach?
No, I wouldn't be opposed to that at all. But as long as they can bring in a good – if Monken does not stay, I wouldn't mind if they bring in, like, if it's going to be a defensive minded coach, I would just like them to bring an established offensive coordinator who can help, again, just keep this offensive train rolling or get it back on track to where it used to be when they were dropping like 30 left and right and not giving a damn. You know what I mean?
That's my last question. I think we could wrap up with this. Um, Coordinators, just because the head coach is fired, shouldn't the coordinators be gone as well? Or do you think those guys are staying? And if they should stay or go, my short answer, I think you need to just get everyone out that's affiliated with John Harbaugh and just absolutely start over with the coaching staff. Just rebuild it from the top or from the bottom up. And while technically you'd have to start with the top because you need a head coach before you can pick your coordinators. So what do you think about that? I think Zachary Orr should be absolutely out of here. Todd Monken, I love what he's done. How he's revolutionized our offense. He's made Lamar a better player than his earlier years. I respect him for that, and I applaud him for that. But I think it's a good time to clean house, honestly. And I'm hoping they would not promote one of those two to head coach. I think they should be gone.
I don't think that's in the cards.
What do you think?
I don't think promoting either one of them is in the cards for Bisciotti. But I do think that a new head coach would most likely bring in his own staff. I really don't think that Monken or like stay. Like I think if Orr stays, he probably, I don't know if he takes a demotion. I don't know how that will work, and I don't know if, I mean, Monken's getting head coach interviews, so does he take a head coaching job? I don't know, but I think they most likely are out. It sucks for Monken though, because I mean, like, he's just been, I mean, he, like you said, he's helped this Ravens offense elevate so much in the time that he was here, and he took a lot of flack as well. Now, I don't know if players just didn't really like it all the time, or like his system all the time, or what, but I know I love Monken's time here. If this is his last year, I've loved his couple of years here.
I think he wants to be a head coach. He's
He
interviewing
may
with the
want to
Browns.
be a head coach. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be mad if he does,
Mhm.
but it would suck to see him go. But I mean, it would make sense that the new head coach would most likely bring in new coordinators that fit what he wants to do.
Cool.
You know what I mean? So I don't think Monken or our offensive and defensive coordinators going into the 2026 season.
I think Orr should absolutely be out of here. If there was a world where one of them had to stay, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to shit on Zachary Orr. I'm just saying he just needs more experience. I mean, he was a linebackers coach, right?
Yeah.
You can't make that jump for a Super Bowl contending team. You just can't. You cannot do that. And I'm hoping that whoever our new guy comes in brings experience and leadership and, creative minds. Honestly, we need that on both sides of the ball. Don't just hire a young guy or rookie guy who has no coaching experience or, play calling. Get somebody in who's done it before, and they don't have to be old to have done it before. Okay. You can find somebody that fits the bill. I have confidence that the Ravens will do their best to do that.
I'm with you. I think Bisciotti, like you said, will be thorough in this process. This is the first time he's had to hire a coach. So I mean, Harbaugh's been here for damn near 20 years. I mean, when you've been with one person for damn near 20 years, it's hard to really just. I've never been married, but I feel like being with someone for 20 years and divorcing after all this time, it's like, damn, this shit probably. But you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, it was news that really shook the NFL world because Harbaugh pretty much jumps in front of every single other coaching candidate now because he's going to be the most sought after coach in the league. So we'll see. We'll see where he ends up. I'm pretty sure he'll probably start taking interviews probably by the end of the week. And yeah.
Imagine if he goes to Vegas and has to play Jim twice a year.
I hear he's highly coveted in New York for the Giants.
So Giants, okay.
Maybe Giants. I don't know. Get him out of the conference. We'll see. But yeah, folks, we just had to jump on stream real quick, folks. This is really big news. for this Ravens team. It's a new culture. It's a new time. It's a new era in Baltimore. Harbaugh is no longer the head coach, and we will have a new head coach going into the 2026 season. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Was firing John Harbaugh the right decision? Should they have waited another year? Who will be the Ravens' next head coach? I mean, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. We will probably bring more in-depth videos coming up soon, just talking about the process and who probably is out there in the coaching carousel going into next year. But until then, folks, thank you for joining in on the stream. We've had a couple people in and out, so thank you for that. Gons, any final thoughts before we wrap up?
This is exciting. I'm excited to see where this goes. I mean, this could be a move that potentially pays off. We'll have to see. It's uncertainty right now in Baltimore, so I like that. It's a little bit thrilling. This is going to be a crazy offseason. A lot of decisions got to be made. A lot of different players. We got to talk about that. Got a lot of free agents that we need to discuss. Who do we think is coming back? Who do we think is not coming back? Who we're going to get at head coach? I mean, this is probably one of the most thrilling offseason hypes that we've had in Baltimore history. Honestly, it's got to be top 3 because there's just so much things that got to get done and so much uncertainty. Like what's going to happen? Can't wait, but we're going to take you through it.
And it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a doozy. All right,
I don't think I would envision myself being this excited after a loss to lose out of the playoffs. I mean, I'm not excited because John's gone. I'm excited because of the new era beginning and what uncertainty we have in store. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah, we're just got to see. We're just got to see what the future holds. But until then, folks, thank you for tuning in to another video of, another live edition of Dom and Gon Sports Talk. We'll bring you some more content soon while we digest what the heck just happened today. But until then, I'm Dom. That's Gon. So catch you later. It's always go Ravens, and it's good luck, Harbaugh, in your future endeavors. Thank you for what you did for Baltimore. We're signing off.